Good afternoon, everybody. Well, the Ontario Police College no longer testing new recruits in physical fitness. Quote, the Ontario Police College is scrapping a physical fitness test for new recruits, according to a memo obtained by CTV News Toronto. The Physical Readiness Evaluation for Police, or PrEP, test consists of an interval training course that assesses a recruit's overall fitness level, strength, and endurance. According to the memo, the PrEP test will no longer be a component of the basic constable training program. Instead, the new recruits will take part in a foot chase course, which the college says is reflective of their day-to-day duties as a police officer. The foot chase course will not be graded by the college, and a successful completion of the course will not be required in order to graduate, the memo said. So say goodbye to physically fit or capable police officers, or physically capable police officers. And yeah, wow, a brand new day. Great, that's wonderful. Oh, for anybody who is interested in Maxime Bernier and the People's Party, there's a new subreddit. Reddit is a censored platform, so you can't talk about certain things on Reddit. You will get deleted or censored by the mods and banned. But it's a good place to check out some aggregated articles, and it's where everybody kind of congregates. So check that out if you're interested. Link will be in the description. And here's an interview with Maxime Bernier that from the 17th that I didn't come across, and it was an interesting interview. I thought it was interesting. They go after him a lot about immigration, man. They're really trying to get him to slip up on immigration. So, well, we can just watch some of it here. So Max talks about where he can draw his support from. He talks about, well, yeah, we'll just start it at 20 seconds and we'll go from there.
Good for this country based on real reform, bold reform policies, and I think we can attract a lot of people, like ending corporate welfare. It is very popular with the people from the NDP. They don't believe in corporate welfare, so they can come with us. When I'm speaking about balancing the budget and having a fiscal responsible government, and I think the people who voted for Jean Chrétien and Paul Martin, these kind of liberals, I think they will come to our party. And also the 30% of Canadians that they don't vote at every election. Last time, 30% of Canadians didn't take the time to go to vote for the federal election, the last federal election. So these people, they want to change and they want something new. So, and also the conservative, I hope that we'll have a lot of them because, you know, I'm very serious about conservative ideas. So,
but Andrew Scheer says, you know what Andrew Scheer says, that this is just Max Bernier trying to raise his own profile, that he didn't like losing the leadership race, that this is all about, and it doesn't do any, he's not the only one, it doesn't do any favors to split the conservative movement. Scheer says it, other conservatives say it, Brian Mulroney says it.
What I'm saying to them is, you know, look at what we're doing. We didn't start that party, and we are at 15, 12% in the polling when you are polling. Now we have a party, we have a head office, we have an organization. We'll do some announcement a little bit later about the details of our organization. And I'm saying to them, in 6 months from now, you're going to look between us and the conservative. And if you want to be sure to vote for the real alternative to Justin Trudeau, I bet it will be us.
So you
Okay, so and at that point they go into some other stuff, and I'm going to just jump ahead to 240 here.
Of your new party will be reducing immigration levels.
And it's a policy with all the other policies. It's not new. I said that during the leadership. What I'm saying is I'm against mass immigration, and this party has been built by people, Canadian and immigrants, and I welcome that. But I want just to ask, having a debate about that.
Yeah.
We need to have people who come to this country that will share Canadian values and being able to have a job.
But what evidence do you have that the people who are coming to Canada now don't share the values?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
What's the problem?
That's a good question. I don't want us to have a problem in 20 years from now. Let's have this debate right now. Why the Trudeau government, they're having right now 310,000 people coming to this country.
And a lot of the experts say it should be 450,000 to be able to support the economy and jobs.
Yeah, but...
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. I was like, what? 450,000? So I wanted to find out about that. 450,000 immigrants a year, Canada could do it. Okay, link is in the description along with everything I talk about. So he's implying that unless we take 450,000 immigrants a year, so this immigrant thing is trying to be a wedge, and they're trying to figure out which part's going to stick, what part is going to piss people off in Canada enough. Is it the fact that we're not bringing enough people, so your quality of life's going to go down because we don't have enough people for the tax base? Is it because you're racist, and we need to have more people here to I don't know, diversity is our strength garbage? But they're going after him, and they're trying to figure out what's going to stick. So screw these lying liars. Lying liar. Okay, So this is a global news article. This report came out in 2017, and it says essentially this: the pitch for high immigration levels is simple. More people means more workers to fill vacancies, more entrepreneurs to create new jobs, and more customers to buy things like cars and homes. Plus, immigrants are on average younger than native-born Canadians, so newcomers are quite literally an injection of fresh blood that helps pay for the ballooning expense of the supporting the aging population. The popular case against immigration is perhaps even simpler. Immigrants compete with native-born workers for the same jobs, tend to drive down wages, and weigh on public and social safety nets. Now, that's not really the argument here. Here is the actual argument against 450,000 immigrants to Canada. Why 450,000 immigrants to Canada is unrealistic and irresponsible. Okay. So, however, to throw out a headline-grabbing figure like 450 new immigrants per year is irresponsible and unhelpful to those in government who are pushing for incremental managed increases. Okay, so it says again, however, policy advocates know that increases must come in measured incremental tones that are backed by empirical evidence and that Canadians can accept. For a pro-immigration organization like the Conference Board to put out a report that essentially undermines its own reasoning in the title is unhelpful. An important concern is that Canada does not yet have the infrastructure capacity to integrate what would represent 50% increase in the number of immigrants. No one wants to see thousands more immigrants admitted to Canada if they will draw on unemployment benefits. Perhaps 450,000 is a target that can be reached over several years, but it cannot be an accurate level anytime. But it cannot be an accurate level anytime soon. And I jump down again. It says the report reads, quote, there could be negative economic and fiscal consequences, especially if immigration levels increase in Canada does not effectively address the labor market challenges that immigrants commonly face. Quote, with Canada becoming more reliant on immigrants to meet its labor market needs, the success of its immigration system will greatly depend on its ability to improve the labor market outcomes of immigrants, expand its absorptive capacity to maintain public support for immigration. Maintain public support for immigration, which is at 51% right now. 49% of people think that immigration is too high. So already the recommendations in the report are failing. Back to the report. Quote, to flood Canada with extra immigrants like the Conference Board report suggests would overwhelm the current integration effort. Yes, we're already overwhelming the current integration effort. Link to this will all be in the description. But these are, okay, so I wanted to show you this graph as well. And man, I'm running very late, so I'm going to cut it off at the end of this. But they keep going after Bernier for immigration levels. Go watch the rest of that interview. It's crazy. So our immigration level is currently at 300,000, and Mr. Bernier wants 250,000, which was the status quo under Mr. Harper's government. So that's the yellow line, okay? Mass immigration is the green line. This is what the report recommends, but it clearly says that they don't have the capacity to, we don't have the capacity to integrate this many immigrants, period. We would be importing a whole new country. And this one is the medium term, which again is just too high. We don't have enough. That's 350,000. We don't have enough capacity to integrate these people. We just don't. And we don't have enough jobs, especially if NAFTA doesn't come through. So that's the yellow line, status quo. Go down here, and the yellow line is the best outcome. Is the best outcome. Growth of gross domestic product per capita by immigration scenario. Yeah, it's the best outcome. So, and that of course is because the population is lower, so the growth is spread out over fewer people, right? Obviously. Maybe not obviously, but I'm aware that that's the reason. But if we're looking at improving our standing as a country, this is a good thing. We don't want a low GDP. We don't want a growth of GDP per capita lowered. We don't want that. So I'm going to leave it there. Please go watch the rest of this interview. I was going to jump ahead to like 5:40. Yeah, we're going to finish off here. 5:43. 5:43.
Said we need economic immigrants.
Well, yeah, but that's what you say.
And we need, like you said.
Sorry. Okay. This whole turnaround is funny because Bernier shoves it down his throat. This guy has been saying the whole interview like, oh, we need more immigrants, and Bernier turns it on him and he doesn't know what to say. He totally gets all his words shoved right back in his throat and he doesn't recover, and it's quite funny to watch. I'm sorry that I don't have enough time to give it to you all right now, but like go watch from 5:27 and it's very funny. And he doesn't know what to say. He's like, oh, that's what you say. But no, that's what you just said, you moron. Okay, I have to go pick my daughter up from the bus. Have a good one, everybody.